What's up everyone, this is Wasim from the Tech Boys, and I have a comparison between the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 and the Samsung Galaxy Note 1. So here I'm going to compare the two phones and let you guys know if existing Galaxy Note owners should get the Galaxy Note 2. So first let's talk about the design and hardware. The Note 2 has a 5.5 inch HD Super AMOLED display with a resolution of 720 by 1280. The Galaxy Note 1 has a 5.3 inch display with a resolution of 1280 by 800. So the pixel resolution is different. As you can see with the Galaxy Note 1, it's a wider display. With the Galaxy Note 2, it's a full widescreen display. So the screen on the Galaxy Note 2 is slightly longer and skinnier than the Galaxy Note 1. The Galaxy Note 1 has 1 GB of RAM. With the US models is a 1.5 GHz dual-core Snapdragon S3 processor. There is also 16 GB of storage built in with an expandable micro SD that can be expanded up to 32 GB. Pixels per inch, you do have about 285 pixels per inch on the Galaxy Note 1. The Galaxy Note 2 has 2 GB of RAM and is a quad-core 1.6 GHz chip. It also has 16 GB of storage, as well as a micro SD card slot that can be expanded up to 64 more gigabytes. The Galaxy Note has a 2 megapixel front-facing camera. The Galaxy Note 2 has a 1.9 megapixel front-facing camera. If we flip the phones on the back, you can see the design is of course different. So they both feature 8 megapixel cameras. The sensor on the Note 2 is a little bit better. It does take much better photos. Of course, they both have the speaker and of course the S Pen. I'm going to quickly compare just the S Pen of the Galaxy Note 1 and 2 and put the phones on the side. So here we have the Note 2 pen and then the Note 1. You can see that the Note 2 is a longer pen. It's also wider, and the button is actually, it feels better as far as clicking it. Since it's wider, it's easier to hold. With the Note 1, it's a little bit harder because it's thinner. But there's a comparison of just the S Pen. If you do utilize the S Pen on the Note 1 a lot, you're going to love it on the Note 2. As far as button placements, they're both very similar. They both have the volume rockers on the left side. Toward the top, we have our headphone jack. And on the right side, we have the power button. And at the bottom, we have our micro USB charging port with, of course, the microphone. Alright, let's talk about software. The Galaxy Note 1 is running Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich. The Galaxy Note 2 is running Android 4.1 Jelly Bean. So the Galaxy Note is a step higher as far as Android version. They're both running Samsung's TouchWiz user interface. Of course, with the Galaxy Note 2, it's a much updated version of TouchWiz. As far as customizing your device, they're both very similar, where you can still put widgets and app shortcuts, of course changing your wallpapers. And of course the notification tray is again similar. There are a few more controls as far as your toggles. The Galaxy Note 2 adds a few more things like blocking mode, power saving, mobile data, all share, cast, and sync, and of course adds the brightness toggle in the notification tray. And with the Galaxy Note 1, it only has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, airplane mode, screen rotation, and power saving mode. And as far as multitasking, similar, they both keep the ice cream sandwich way of multitasking. But with the Note 2, you do also get to clear all your apps with one button, as well as Google Now, which I'll go through in just a moment. And of course, you do notice that you do get 5 icons you can put. With the Galaxy Note 2 is only 4. So because of the wider display on the Note 1, you do get a few more additional features. Of course, all your applications will be in your grid. So as far as the features are very similar. Of course, you do get a few more with Ice Cream Sandwich. One is Google Now. So I'll go ahead and quickly show you guys Google Now. And Google Now is similar to Siri because you can ask it a ton of things. With Google Now, it's more factual. It knows more about facts more than conversational things like Siri. What's the weather in New York?
It's 58 degrees and clear in New York.
Who is the President of the United States?
The President of the United States of America is Barack Obama.
When is Election Day?
Election Day is on Tuesday, November 6th, 2012.
How tall is Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods is 6 feet 1 inch tall.
So again, you kind of get the point that you do get that with Google Now. I believe the Galaxy Note 1 is scheduled to get Jelly Bean soon. So eventually it will get the Google Now feature. Now let's go ahead and compare speed. So I'm going to run the Geekbench 2 on both devices just to see what scores we will be getting. So of course, Galaxy Note on both devices, Snapdragon 1.5 GHz dual core, 1.6 GHz quad core, and let's go ahead and... Alright, the Note 2 got a Geekbench score of 1982, the Galaxy Note 1 got a score of 874. So it's just, the Galaxy Note 2 kills in benchmark compared to the Note 1. So you're getting a much faster phone based on the Geekbench score. We're going to go ahead and do some browser comparisons to see which phone loads up first. So we have the web here, and we're going to go to the web. Perfect. So again, history has been cleared on both devices, so should be a pretty even comparison. So here we have Phone Arena queued up on both, and we'll press go at the same time. And they're off. So the Note 2 is already pulling up the content. And here is the Note 1. And the Note 2 is finished. It's still going, and because there is flash content, that's probably why it's taking a little bit more time. I'm just going to go back into the settings and I will disable flash. So go ahead and turn that off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh the page. And we're going to press go at the same time. Alright, so they're almost there, so pretty similar. The Note 2 is finished, the Note 1 is still loading up. And you can see pinch to zoom is extremely smooth on the Note 2. And thanks to the Project Butter with Android 4.1, everything just works very well. And the Note 1 is still going, but you can still go ahead and start browsing the web with the Note 1. Again, there is a little bit of lag when you're using the device, but it's not too bad. So you can still use the browser pretty easily. So pretty fast. I do notice that the Note 2 renders much faster. And I don't know if you noticed in the video, but the display on the Note 1 is very bluish tint. So you can see that the Note 2 has a pure display. Even though the pixels per inch is not as high, the display is much better. And you can easily read the text. The Note 1 doesn't look any more clearer than the Note 2. And since it doesn't use pen tile, it just looks better. And we're going to go into another article. Almost there. The Note 2 is finished, and the Note 1 is still pulling in the last few bits of information. So you kind of get the idea. Of course, the Note 2 will be faster than the Note 1. and that is of course due to the upgraded processor. So what other things do you get with the Note 2 that you don't get with the Note 1? So if we go into the gallery, of course there is the pop-up play feature. So if I'm playing a video here, I can use the pop-up play feature. And that's something you cannot do on the Note 1 as far as Ice Cream Sandwich. So you can go ahead and do that. And of course with the S Pen, you can pull that out pretty easily. And what's really cool is once you take out your S Pen, it automatically brings up the S Pen menu. With the Note 1, when you pull out the S Pen, it doesn't do anything. So you have to actually pull up an application to start taking notes. With the Galaxy Note 2, it knows it's out. So we can do very similar things if we double tap the screen. Let's see if it works on this one too. Of course, you can pull out your note and easily take that. Of course, see, you can move it around on the Note 2, but with the Note 1, it's kind of stuck there. Pretty easy. There's also more pressure. The Note 2's display is more pressure sensitive, so if you lightly press on the screen of the Note 2 and you press hard, it knows more pressure. That's a very similar feature on the Note 1, but the Note 2 has higher pressure sensitivity than the Note 1. And of course with the Note 2, you can easily crop out certain images on your screen by drawing around it. And it will use that image to be put in your note if you need to use it somewhere else. So you can easily go into like your scrapbook and save it like that. So let's jump into the camera of both devices. So both 8 megapixel sensors. Like I said, the Note 2 is a much better sensor because it's a wider aperture, as well as it has a back-sided illuminated sensor. So let's start with the Note 2. So some of the settings you get with the Note 1 is of course some manual controls such as white balance, ISO. You can do your exposure value, focus mode, your shooting mode. And for shooting modes you get beauty, panorama, share shot, action shot, and cartoon. And of course when you're taking the photo, pretty easy. You notice it's not fast. It's kind of slow as far as taking pictures. With the Note 2, you can easily and then take the photo pretty easily. Of course, all your manual controls like burst shot is new. All your shooting modes, you get best faces, smile shot, share shot, panorama, HDO, buddy photo share, low light, beauty. So a ton of more things you can do. Of course, you can do effects that you can't do with the Note 1. So if you want to put Instagram-like effects, you can do that on the Note 2. Alright guys, this has been my comparison between the Samsung Galaxy Note and the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Of course, the question is it a worthy upgrade? To me, yes. You're getting a much faster phone. Just comparing the browser, it's super fast. The quad-core processor is much faster than the dual-core on the Snapdragon version. And just getting a very great device. Definitely worth the upgrade. If you're not ready for an upgrade or you don't want to pay full retail, there's nothing wrong with the Note 1. It still offers a great selection of features with the S Pen. And of course it's running Android, so you can really change the device to whatever you like. But thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please let me know what phone you prefer. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.